Hey guys, welcome back. Today we discuss the 355. The 355 stars Jessica Chastain as an American CIA operative gone rogue. Lupita Nyong'o plays her hacker friend from MI6, whom she drops in on and convinces to join the mission. Diane Kruger is the cold, disgruntled, hot-headed German operative forced onto the team by circumstance. And Penelope Cruz plays the psychologist who reluctantly finds herself in the midst of the fray when all she really wants is to get back home to her family. The cast represents some of the most recognizable names in film in what was marketed as a fast-paced, action-packed thriller. It had all the opportunity in the world to do as well as similar films such as Mission Impossible, Now You See Me, or Ocean's 11, where you have the best and the brightest minds in the game assembled toward a common goal. In this case, retrieving a piece of tech that in the wrong hands would destroy the world. Yet, despite its potential, the film flopped at the box office hard, and it's not difficult to understand why. Where the 355 fails, besides being bad at storytelling, dialogue, pacing, and a good half hour too long to boot, is in how it represents everything wrong with many female-centered action films today. Here are some of the common mistakes this movie makes. Number 5. It transfers what they perceive to be toxic masculine traits, attributes that have been commonly complained about in men, right onto the female characters. Chastain's character, for example, is afraid of her emotions. She's hyper-independent, even arguably manipulative with her long-term partner and lover. Kruger's character is stoic and hyper-aggressive. She's portrayed as the generic German male villain. And unironically, the only feminine character played by Cruz is devalued, both in what she achieves in the story and what she brings to the table as an actor. Number 4. They dismantle masculinity in the worst possible way by making all of the males bland betas with one-dimensional personalities. The film co-stars Sebastian Stan and Edgar Ramirez, two incredible actors who couldn't be more wasted in this movie as characters that are utterly incompetent. One of the things that makes heist films and spy films so fun to watch is the villain you love to hate. But you don't have that here. Rather, the male antagonists are boring. They're all bluster and convey little actual danger. And when it comes to love interests, of which there are principally two, there's zero chemistry, zero sex appeal. Who wants to see that? Number 3, they downplayed the physicality involved in this kind of film. The women in these movies are often meant to be physically foreboding, shown to dominate any man of any size and any skill level they encounter. However, unironically, in the 355, flashbangs, quick cuts, and shaky cams are used to ensure that you're not actually able to see the fight choreography. The very thing films like this are meant to highlight, skill in combat. They're all largely obscured. This doesn't do women any favors. If your characters are fighters, then get your actors in the gym, train them to fight, and put those skills on display. Do what the men do. Am I right? Number 2, they avoid the male gaze at all costs. And they do this by making the women as masculine as possible in style and in dress. I cannot say enough about how terrible the costume design is in this film. These women, all of whom are absolutely stunning, are draped largely in what looks like to me clunky dollar store rags. The only exception is the auction scene where everyone, well, with the exception of Nyong'o, is dressed to kill. And allow me to pause here because you know me. You know me by now. And you know I have to say something about this. Number 1, it presents a twisted take on intersectionality. It uses race or ethnicity, in this case, a Lupita Nyong'o, to pursue a feminist agenda, one that's actually harmful and consistent with historical stereotypes of Black women. They have, once again, quite predictably, downplayed her beauty, even worse than her castmates. They scarred her face for absolutely no reason. She's dressed like a boy in baggy, ill-fitting attire the entire time, and I'm talking male suits and ties in nearly every scene, including the one scene where everyone else gets dolled up. Compare that to how these women dressed for the red carpet. Spot the difference. She's lighted terribly. They shot her at her worst possible angles, which no one would have even imagined she had. And in her relationship with a man, surprisingly, she's literally the more masculine of the two. I'm sick of it. I'm done. If quote-unquote people of color, and Black people in particular, aren't insulted yet by the fake, woke, underhanded, quote-unquote inclusion and representation and diversity nonsense that's going on right now, I'm not sure how much worse it has to get. But back to what I was saying. The 355 takes a simple-minded, cliche approach to correcting what Hollywood often perceives to be a problem with how women have been portrayed in film in the past, especially action films, despite a laundry list of good, strong lead and supporting female characters over the years. By simply gender swapping the same tired tropes we've seen before, and deliberately confusing empowerment with the dumbing down of male counterparts, it avoids putting in the actual work of investing and developing well-rounded characters and stories that everyone can relate to and enjoy. Films like this don't deconstruct the narrative or creatively construct something new and exciting. They make female characters awkward at best, and at worst, unlikable. And as a result, their films aren't selling, they aren't profitable, and they never will be. Not because of sexism or any other kind of ism or ist or phobe, or COVID, or the practice of dropping duds on audiences in January, but because it's just egregiously offensive and condescending. I wouldn't recommend this movie to anyone, not even as background noise when you're doing something more constructive. But hey, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.